Today, I'm going to show you how to make a tender and juicy London broil steak on your stove top in a cast iron pan. And I'm going to show you how to make a delicious garlic and herb marinade, and that will be perfect to keep it juicy for meal prepping. So, we're going to start off with the beef top round for London broil, is what they call it at Food Lion. I do rinse it off because, as you can see, in my clear water now has some color that came off the meat, and I want to get that off before I cook it. I'm going to make sure that it is fully dry, and I pound it a couple of times with my hand. That kind of helps to tenderize it. I'm using a fork to pierce holes throughout it because I want my seasoning to penetrate throughout the meat to make sure each piece has a lot of flavor, not just the outer parts. I'm using a few different seasonings, including paprika, smoked sea salt, onion powder, garlic powder, black pepper, and there are a few different liquids you can use. One option is to use soy sauce or no soy tamari. This tastes similar to soy sauce, but it's made with pea protein instead of soybean for those allergic to soy. You could use Worcestershire sauce, but it contains anchovies, so if someone is allergic to fish, you don't want to use that. Of course, you could use liquid smoke. I'm going to marinate this meat, so I have a big bowl with a plastic oven bag in it, ready to hold my meat and the marinade. I'm starting off by adding a few drops of liquid smoke. I'm adding my dry seasonings to taste. So I'm adding some black pepper as well as some garlic powder and some onion powder. You'll notice that I am putting some of the seasoning on the board. That's just the seasoning I'm putting there to put on the second side of the meat. I'm also adding some smoked salt, and you can see this particular brand is coarse, so it doesn't take a lot, just a couple of pinches. I'm using paprika. I'm trying out this hot paprika, but you really could use smoked or mild or sweet, and just about a quarter of a teaspoon of paprika. We don't want it to be overpowering, so I'm rubbing in my seasonings into the meat. And remember, we have holes in this meat, so this liquid will be able to penetrate to the inside. On this side, I'm using some Worcestershire sauce, or however you say it, and then I'm rubbing in my dry seasonings. So it's liquid smoke on one side, the Worcestershire sauce on the other side, just for a nice balance. I put both 3-pound steaks into my oven bag, and now I'm adding a little bit of olive oil just to give some looseness to the marinade. I marinated this meat overnight in my refrigerator, but you could do as short as 4 hours if that's all you have time for. I let the meat sit on the counter for a good 10 or 20 minutes as I heat up my cast iron pan. I added avocado oil to my pan, and I set the heat to a medium high before I put my meat in, and listen to that beautiful sizzle. Now, the beauty of this is that this big 3-pound piece of steak is only going to take 15 or so minutes to cook on the stove top. You absolutely could grill a London broil or make it in the oven or do other applications, but it is super easy on your stove top. Now, I've noticed it's smoking, and so I did turn on my exhaust fan above my stove, and I did put a piece of foil on it and let it sit for a few minutes. I let it sit for about 5 minutes on each big side, and then I did use my tongs to make sure I seared the outer perimeter of all sides. So in all, it took about 15 minutes to get to the 130, 135 mark. You want a meat thermometer, and the temperature on the outside of the steak when you insert it might be different than the center of the steak, so be sure to do both. Then I take the steak out when it gets to about 135 degrees, and I sit it in a pan to the side and cover it with foil. Remember, I had a second London broil. So in the same fry pan, I'm going to place my second. And while that's going, I am going to go ahead and slice my first one. So I took it out of the pan that it rested in and placed it on a cutting board. And you can see the beautiful char on the outside. I'm going to slice it thinly and against the grain so that the meat is very tender. And look at the inside. It is a warm pink center. This is exactly what I want to see after I let it sit and rest for a good 10 minutes after taking it out of the pan. For this level of doneness, I let the internal temperature of my meat thermometer come up to 135 before I took it out of the pan. You can get yours more or less done based upon the temperature you let it cook to in the pan. And know that when it rests, it will raise up a few more degrees. So this one, I'm just going to top very simply with some dried parsley. And this is perfect to eat now with a salad, with pasta, or a couple of side vegetables. This London broil was about 3 pounds, and it cost me $6 a pound. So for $18, I got all of this lean beef to eat on for several meals. So it is absolutely a great buy. Now for the second piece of meat, I cooked it the same way in the cast iron pan. Afterwards, we're going to season it up a bit differently. When I let it rest, I'm adding a little drizzle of red wine vinegar and a few tablespoons of butter on top to let that flavor melt into our meat. I do this often with my ribeye steaks as well. I'm not going to discard the juice drippings from the meat when it rests. I'm going to add a heaping tablespoon of minced garlic to make a delicious garlic and herb sauce. So now I'm adding some dried parsley. If you have fresh parsley, you can certainly wash and cut that up and add it. I'm adding a teaspoon or two of Worcestershire sauce. The amount of sauce you need depends upon how much steak you have and how saucy you want it to be. So after letting my second steak rest, I am slicing it thinly and against the grain. And you can see this one is a little bit more rare. It's more medium rare because this I am going to meal prep. And when I eat it throughout the week, I'm going to heat it up again so it will cook more in the microwave. So for this presentation, I have my sauce ready and I'm just pouring it over my meat that I have partially sliced. This will keep our meat very juicy. And then I'm cleaning up my plate and I'm adding some fresh parsley as a garnish. And look at how amazing this is. You want to taste a piece, and if you feel like you need more salt, you can add a pinch, which I did, and I am very happy that this steak was able to come together in under 15 minutes of actual cook time on my stovetop. And again, it is perfect for meal prep. So let me know down in the comments if you cook London broil and how you enjoy it compared to your other steaks. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel.